Dinner for Few, a silent short film, packs a powerful punch. It throws us right into a lavish dinner party. The guests? Pigs, of course. They're gorging themselves on a mountain of food. Think of the most excessive, over-the-top feast you can imagine, and then multiply it by 10. That's the scene here. But something's not quite right. Lurking in the shadows are rats. These are no ordinary rodents. They're the waitstaff, forced to serve the pigs and their insatiable appetites. You can feel the tension building, the resentment simmering just below the surface. As the pigs devour everything in sight, the rats are left with scraps. They're treated like, well, rats. It's a clear depiction of the vast chasm between the haves and the have-nots. And as the night wears on, things take a dark, unexpected turn. Let's be real, folks. Dinner for Few isn't subtle. It's a film that wears its message on its sleeve, and that message is loud and clear. It's a big, fat, pun-intended metaphor for the economic inequality that plagues our world. The film doesn't shy away from showing the stark contrast between the haves and the have-nots. The pigs, with their insatiable hunger and blatant disregard for those around them, represent the elite, the top 1%. They gorge themselves without a second thought, oblivious to the suffering they cause. You know, the ones who hoard wealth while others struggle to make ends meet. The film paints a vivid picture of this disparity, making it impossible to ignore. The rats, on the other hand, are the working class, the everyday people just trying to survive. They scurry around, doing their best to find sustenance in a world that seems determined to keep them down. They're the backbone of society, yet they're treated as disposable, invisible. The film doesn't just show their struggle, it makes you feel it, deep in your bones. The film forces us to confront this uncomfortable truth. The system is rigged. It's a system designed to keep the powerful in power and the powerless in their place. It's designed to benefit the few at the expense of the many. The opulence of the elite is shown in stark contrast to the squalor of the poor, driving the point home. And it's not just about money. It's about power, influence, and control. It's about who gets to make the decisions and who has to live with the consequences. It's about power, about who gets a seat at the table and who's left fighting for scraps. The film doesn't pull any punches in showing the desperation of those left behind. It's about the growing divide between the privileged and the marginalized. The visual juxtaposition of wealth and poverty is striking and unforgettable. It's a story as old as time, but Dinner for Few presents it in a way that's both visceral and impossible to ignore. The film's raw, unflinching portrayal of inequality is a wake-up call, urging us to take a closer look at the world around us and question the status quo. Every element in Dinner for Few is carefully chosen to drive home its message. The film is a masterclass in visual storytelling, where every frame is meticulously crafted to convey deeper meanings. The dinner table itself is a microcosm of society. It serves as a stage where the drama of human existence unfolds, reflecting the complexities and inequalities that pervade our world. The pigs are literally at the top, their snouts buried in overflowing troughs of food. They represent the elite, those who have an abundance of resources and power. They don't even notice the rats scurrying around beneath them, cleaning up their mess. The rats symbolize the marginalized, those who survive on the scraps left behind by the powerful. The food itself is symbolic. It represents wealth, resources, and opportunity. The abundance of food on the table highlights the disparity in resource distribution. The pigs have more than they could ever need, while the rats are left starving. This stark contrast underscores the theme of inequality that runs throughout the film. This disparity isn't about individual choices. It's about a system that creates and perpetuates these imbalances. The film critiques the structures that allow such inequalities to exist and thrive. Even the setting, a dimly lit room with opulent decor, speaks volumes. The luxurious environment contrasts sharply with the harsh realities faced by the less fortunate. It highlights the stark contrast between the pig's luxurious lifestyle and the rat's grim existence. This visual dichotomy is a powerful commentary on social and economic divides. Every detail, from the flickering candlelight to the ornate silverware, reinforces the film's central theme. Inequality is woven into the very fabric of our world. The meticulous attention to detail ensures that the message is not just seen, but felt deeply by the audience. The characters in Dinner for Few are archetypes, representing broader societal groups. The pigs are the embodiment of greed, gluttony, and indifference. They're so consumed by their own desires that they're oblivious to the suffering around them. They represent the powerful, the entitled, the ones who benefit from the status quo. Then there are the rats. They're resourceful, resilient, and desperate. They represent the working class, the marginalized, the ones who are constantly exploited and overlooked. They're forced to navigate a system that's stacked against them, clinging to hope, even as the odds grow dimmer. The film doesn't shy away from this power dynamic. It shows the pigs' casual cruelty, their utter lack of empathy for the rats. But it also hints at the rats' growing anger, their simmering resentment. It's a volatile mix, and as the film progresses, we know that something has to give. Section 5. Greed laid bare. Examples from the film. Remember that scene where a pig carelessly tosses a bone over its shoulder? It's a seemingly insignificant moment, but it carries a weighty message. The bone lands right in front of a group of starving rats who have been desperately searching for food. They scramble for it, their desperation palpable as they fight for even a tiny morsel. This scene is a powerful metaphor for the struggle of the underprivileged. This simple act perfectly encapsulates the film's message about the disparity between the haves and the have-nots. The pigs, representing those in power, are indifferent to the plight of the rats. The pigs view the rats as nothing more than scavengers, unworthy of even basic decency. This dismissive attitude is a stark commentary on societal hierarchies. Then there's the moment when a rat, driven by hunger, tries to sneak a bite of food. It's a daring act born out of sheer necessity. But the rat is brutally swatted away by a pig, a clear display of the violence that often underpins inequality. This act of aggression is not just about food, it's about power and control. It's a stark reminder of the violence that often underpins inequality. The powerful will go to great lengths to maintain their dominance, even if it means resorting to brutality. Those in power will go to any lengths to maintain their position, using force and intimidation to keep others in their place. Even if it means resorting to force, the powerful will not hesitate to exert their dominance. This is a harsh reality that the film does not shy away from depicting. These examples, while disturbing, are crucial. They force us to confront the uncomfortable truths about our society and the way we treat those who are less fortunate. They force us to confront the harsh realities of a world where some have everything and others have nothing. The stark contrast between the well-fed pigs and the starving rats is a powerful visual representation of this disparity. They highlight the dehumanization that occurs when we view others as less than, when we strip them of their dignity and humanity. When we turn a blind eye to their suffering, we perpetuate a cycle of inequality and injustice. The film challenges us to reflect on our own actions and attitudes, urging us to strive for a more compassionate and equitable world. Section 6. A timeless warning, the film's relevance today. Dinner for Few might be an animation, but its message is all too real. Look around, folks. The gap between the rich and the poor is wider than ever. Wages are stagnant, the cost of living is skyrocketing, and a select few are hoarding more wealth than entire nations. The film serves as a stark reminder that this isn't just how things are, it's a choice. It's the result of policies and systems that prioritize profit over people, greed over compassion. It's a call to action, a plea for a fairer, more equitable world. Section 7. The illusion of progress. Are we really any different? We like to think we've evolved, that we're above such blatant displays of inequality. But have we really come that far? Sure, we don't have pigs literally feasting on mountains of food while rats serve them. But replace the pigs with CEOs, politicians, and the ultra-wealthy, and the rats with minimum wage workers, struggling families, and the marginalized. And the image starts to look awfully familiar. The characters might be different, but the power dynamics, the exploitation, the indifference, it's all eerily similar. We've just gotten better at disguising it, at pretending it's not happening right under our noses. Section 8. Beyond the plate, what can we do? Dinner for Few isn't just a depressing commentary on the state of the world. It's a call to action, a reminder that we have the power to change things. We can start by acknowledging the problem, by refusing to turn a blind eye to the inequality around us. We can support policies that promote economic justice, that lift up the most vulnerable among us. We can hold those in power accountable, demand that they prioritize the needs of the many over the greed of the few. Section 9. A call to action, breaking bread together. Imagine a different kind of dinner party, one where everyone has a seat at the table, where resources are shared fairly, where everyone has enough to eat. This might seem like a utopian fantasy, but it doesn't have to be. Dinner for Few reminds us that the world isn't static, that change is possible. It's up to us to rewrite the script, to create a world where everyone has a chance to thrive, not just survive. So let's get to work, folks. There's a lot on the line, and it's time we started acting like it.